Now, manoeuvres. I meant to jot this a week ago. Now, they are waiting because she's got very little feet. Can't help with what you're born. That's an immutable aspect of one's body. Having a kind of bit of slight arthritic neck. That may be mutable. Anyway, nobody can listen. But anyway, so I've met only one person who I actually like and trust. And I hope I've been able to. But one never knows, because people, I'm afraid to say, it's all very weird. They don't communicate fully. Anyway, to the point. Manoeuvres. Yes, the meaning of life. Well, it's in the Kushner book. I call it the Kushner principle. Just using the system. You can't beat the system. I'm really giving up smoking very soon, because there is no point actually retaining any real drive inside of you, because nobody ever, you put it this way, long time ago, maybe get something into a book form, 18 years ago, somebody asked me, no, I was busy parenting a child, because you've got to give anything creative. Publisher, I mean, came to see me in the middle of the wilderness where I lived. Anyway, to the point. Yeah, going to the cities or even towns to go and deal with these gatekeepers, just they're all, and they even all went, oh, we can sell books and films if we have people with things wrong in them. And then, well, of course you can't say, no, I wouldn't say deviant anything. People are what they are. But if we endlessly go on about sexualities that are in the 3.6%, according to the... I mean, there's been more British cinema. My favourite British movie star of all time is Dirk Bogarde. His films changed my life. And his books, I read his books too. His books are simply magnificent. See, there you go, I'm glad I remembered that. His books are some of my favourite books of all time. His memoirs, especially of his time in France when he'd kind of given up the lovey world of London. I think he's one of the most important cultural figures of the last century. I don't even care if he sticks it up other men's bottoms. I can't be bothered even to remember if that was his gig or not, because he was a great spirit. Full stop. Yes, but anyway, publishing and media in Britain and culture became, oh, let's accentuate all the... And Julian Clary was one of the very few great comedians I went to see. Anyway, that's all publishers and media and culture and gatekeepers want. Oh, we want the... because it's easy. Because those people with certain tendencies, aren't going to fight you when, as a gatekeeper, you're a load of crap. When you're a gatekeeper on their behalf, i.e. an agent, publisher, filmmaker, and you're crap, and I've known many who are crap, those so-called minorities aren't going to fight you. It's like, because they've been brainwashed into thinking that there's some minority. Yeah, but the homosexual or same-sex, call it whatever you want, lot got by far more than their proportion of cultural coverage from the 60s, probably earlier as well, by far. Anyway, yeah, it's so awful dealing with the cultural gatekeepers in Britain. Why am I saying that? Yeah, so forget it. Don't even drive yourself, which has been kind of a little bit of me for the last 2 or 3 years. No, 2020 I should say. I'm going to get stuff needs to be put there into the public domain in some just about okay format and sit there to benefit other people. My life, 2018, April, I read Jean Sasson's written book For the Love of the Sun by Miriam Topakai, her story. It helped me. I was made to good cry, but also it helped me in a dark-ish period. I never have dark periods. Sorry, that's good stuff. Anyway, why have I turned the camera on? Yes, manoeuvres. Manoeuvres, yeah, just beating the system, no, using the system. Rachel Kushner's magnificent book, Wait Until the System Has Something You Can Take Slight Advantage of. This little piece of shit. It really is a piece of shit, but I like it. The battery lasts a long time. I was experimenting last night. I left it on standby and it only lost 3%. Mind you, it's 12 degrees. If it goes down to 5 degrees, batteries perform very much differently. So in a few days I'm closing down again, necessarily, unless. Now, manoeuvres. Anywhere in the south of this place, they're all like on standby, provisional. Now, I've been on standby for 15 years, as somebody knows, and it didn't hurt her. But they're all on standby. Is this something I can put my fucking little talons in behind their super smiley smileys? I suspect, except for one. My army. But even her, I don't know. A week ago, no, was it a week ago? Was it Tuesday? Tuesday I encounter her. Magnificent. Truly wonderful. And then we never meet for the coffee. Several messages say it's going to happen. I know she's not mentally ill, but I think the and I don't use the phrase mental illness, but this disconnection, this utter hall of mirrors has affected her too. It's everywhere here. You don't get it when you're properly in rural areas where you've got to actually mean what you say. If you see somebody in the street who you said yesterday, I'll come round and help you dig out that sewer, you do it because you're going to see them. And anyway, end of. Manoeuvres. Interesting. I enjoyed the manoeuvres, even though they were a bit weird. Too good to be true. Meeting the filmmaker. Is that going to be yet another waste of time? We shall see. I ain't fucking emailing her again. She's got my number. And she knows inside stuff needs to be said. And I know what it is in respect of many topics. But it really does fundamentally come down to this complete atomization behind the smiles. I don't care if everybody's atomized. But it affects not being able to do things with families who, real people, not child services, they can't help anybody. Real people need to be functioning together as allies to help the neighbour or the person in the next fucking houseboat who's tearing their child's head to pieces. Community, only real community, and that's really hard work, not just farting around for 2 hours showing off and sticking it on your fucking Instagram. That your community farm, which is owned by somebody probably who inherited it and is bored and likes to have pretty women around. But yeah, real community is fucking hard work. It's impossible. I've been trying it. I've been doing it. Now I've been doing it. Sometimes I've been attempting it a lot, doing it a lot in 2020 with a few people I knew who were really fucking their kids up, and that was a different paradigm. They knew nobody was there in any way to help them, so it's kind of, yes, something functional sometimes partly happened, but the rest of the time it never happens, or so rarely. Anyway, yeah, give up with that. But it's exactly the same with the environment, and these are the stories that I'm afraid to say the next generation needs to hear. How totally atomized that the whole of everybody, except for a few farmers who just about keep to the old rules, say what you mean and mean what you say, everybody is. It makes everything impossible. I've known that for years. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. I just want to turn it into something actually interesting that may inspire and make the next generation laugh. Waffle, waffle, waffle. Manoeuvres. Interesting. Manoeuvres over. I don't understand this act. Right. Anyway, all is shipshape. No idea what next. Except I gotta give up smoking. And I'm ready. I'm ready because there's nothing. There's no point being driven. I wake up, fantastic sleep after last night. Yesterday it's like, oh, what was the point of bothering with any of them? Especially the bishop. Cancelled bishop. Meant to be kind of friends. You know, manoeuvres. 2 new people, 2 old people. No, 3 people found in the last year. None of them ever step forward and actually mean anything they say, ever. What was the point? But I thought the cancelled pointy hat, I thought she was a human being. I really did. No. Give up. Merely to spend the next decade reflecting. Never in any specific way. Because there's no point. Nobody even understands that the most beautiful thing of all in humanity is feeling one is held to account, has to stick to the personality we project and to one's word. That is the perfect solution to mental health. I had the worst imaginable. I was in a bad year in 2010. That was my annus horribilis, you could say. Several times I said to people I was doing small functions for, I will do something, or I will borrow something and bring it back. I still remember a paraffin that big that I borrowed from Molly Hughes's that year and didn't bring back. I've got about 3 outstanding in my head. I made a sort of slight offer. Every single person in humanity would say, well, you've got a good excuse for not going forward with what you said. But I still have those in my head. I hold myself to account. And that's the key to mental health. It's not fucking moaning about your trauma. Everybody's got trauma. Yeah, holding yourself to account. Not beating yourself up, but knowing, ideally, I would have followed through with everything I said. Once you're a grown-up, once you've reached about 45 and you're meant to have grown up. That's why everybody's fucking mental health isn't just such a... I think there should be a new term. It's just everybody's... use the old term. Soul is all twisted up and messed up and loose ends and fraying painful bits. If you stick to what you say you're about or are or going to do, that's the key to everything. And if it cannot come to pass, be aware and acknowledge, sorry I couldn't do that, not, oh I'm so sorry, which is southern, southeastern, southwestern bullshit lying language. No, just I'm sorry for the universe that I wasn't able to follow through on that item, but other things happened that... Anyway, the end. But I got to go back and start from the beginning now because I'm in such a good mood.